going to demonstrate some squats for us. We're going to start watching from the side. I'm going to have Kenzie bring her arms up overhead and start going into some squats. The first thing that we want to look at is her shoulder angle. Ideally, as she squats down, she's able to keep her shoulders right in line with her ears. Her arms should stay covering her ears. You can see as Kenzie goes down, her shoulders do come forward a little bit. Ideally, you should be able to keep those back in line with her ear. The next thing that we're going to look for is her back position. As she goes into the squat, she should keep a fairly neutral spine, meaning just that natural little curve to her back.
Going to like a big arch.
We want to make sure that we don't see athletes go into a big arch in their lower back and let their ribs flare out. So I would keep her in this position just to bring her ribs back slightly. And while she's down there, we also want to look at the angle of her trunk and of her tibia or her shin bone. So for use a pull here for the line of her trunk and for the line of her tibia, those two lines should be parallel. The last thing we're going to look at from the side is her knee position. If we were to draw a line straight up from her big toe, or pretend that there's a wall there, we don't want to see her knees coming too far forward past that line. So you may see a lot of younger athletes really drop their knees forward, but that's going to put a lot of pressure on the inside of their knees and underneath their kneecap. So I'm going to have Kenzie show us 2 more squats the best that she can. Arms are trying to stay by her ears. She's keeping a relatively flat back, and her trunk, her shin, or her tibia are staying parallel, and she is sitting back. Let's do one more. From the front, we're going to watch Kenzie's knees as she squats. You want to see her knees stay about the same distance apart as she goes down, and you want to see the kneecap stay facing forward. So as Kenzie's going into her squat in here, you can see her knees are coming closer together, and her legs are rotating inward just a little bit. So I would cue Kenzie as she's going down to keep her knee right over her big toe. So here we can see she's keeping a lot better knee position. The other thing to look for in the front is down at her arch.
Do your normal slide.
As Kenzie squats down, you can see that her right foot wants to roll in even a little bit more than her left. Let's see that one more time. So if you're watching her arch here, it does collapse and the foot rolls in and on up. So we would want to cue her to keep a little bit of an arch underneath her foot and squat down. Good, one more squat. Now we're going to watch Kenzie do some single leg squats from the front. The single leg squat is going to be more challenging to try to keep your pelvis level. You can see as Kenzie's squatting down, she's letting that left side drop down. And then watching her knee, you can see that her knee ends up to the inside of her foot, which is that knee valgus position. And we see her foot rolling in a little bit, just like we did with the bilateral squats. So we're going to cue Kenzie to really squeeze her right hip. And as she goes down, she's still going to sit back, trying to keep a level pelvis, trying to keep her knee right in line with her ankle. And now she has a little bit better arch in her foot. Come on up. So a lot of times athletes are doing these faulty patterns with their squat somewhat just due to neuromuscular control. It's not that they really lack the strength. So a good way to work on